What are the legal and humanitarian implications of Israel's repeated attacks near aid distribution points in Gaza under the international law?
Good evening to you and your viewers. Israel is committing massacres and horrifying deeds and making great mistakes that all the laws, humanitarian and international law, that prohibit the killing as the killing the civilians, and that's as it happens in all the distributions point since the beginning of the killing trap managed by the American Foundation, supported by Netanyahu's office. In addition to hundreds of serious casualties, yesterday we witnessed directly bombardment upon those who are hungers that Israel caused there's starvation. So Israel is committing a systematic killing by striking the tents in Khan Yunis and the north of Gaza and commits a great of appalling deeds against civilians and striking their homes on their heads. The international laws should issue memos as did before, and Britain has already issued sanctions against Smotrich and Benazir, but what is left is to be implemented on the ground. What's happening in the Gaza Strip is a systematic genocide targeting evacuated land from its residents either by starvation or bombardment. Since these bombs that are sent by the US that used the vetoes for 6 times to prevent and refrain the ceasefire and even entering in the humanitarian aid. Many children are suffering dehydration that are at the brink of there's more of the elderly people, women and children are facing the most horrible crimes through the starvation since the repeated strikes. Israel is committing the most appalling crimes against the Palestinian people from the north till Rafah.
Yes, well, sir, how does the Israeli policy of controlling aid access, keeping in mind some statements are coming from ministers opposing the delivery of aid altogether, how does it affect the humanitarian situation and the potential war crimes assessments?
Israel is trying as much as possible, even if they enter the humanitarian aids only in a few amounts, that targeting, humiliating the citizens, killing them during their pursuit or seeking for humanitarian aid. All the claims of Israel that entering the humanitarian aid, they never delivered since the beginning of such a trap. The Gaza Strip is in need of from 500 to 600 trucks. I think the absence of law and accountability, as Israel is trying to convince the whole world that they deliver the humanitarian fuels and the needs required by the residents of the Gaza Strip, and what is quantities only a drop in the ocean. I think still Israel is deceiving the international community and undermining the main role of the UNRWA in distributing the aid, as they are the most capable and responsible to do such under the UNRWA. But Israel nor America do not wish for the refugees or owners as well as the food program to have a great role to save what has been left from the Gazan people that they are suffering from killing and starvation.
Dr. Safi, what strategic role does the Netzarim corridor play in Israel's military operations? How does it impact civilian movement and the aid delivery into Gaza?
I think that Netzarim, Corridor, as similar points being designated in Morag Corridor and Dawar al-Alam in Rafah and other areas, that through which they distributed the aid and the ruling the people into the Netzarim, whether they are coming from the central or the north of Gaza. So Netzarim, Corridor, is witnessing several of continued killing against the young people, women and elderly people, seekers for the food, that barely 10% of the Gaza residents are getting such a food. And I think the Morag and Netzarim, more alike, are doing the same purpose, the political purpose drawn by Netanyahu and the American Foundation in luring the residents into such a point. So it was much probably to have throughout the Gaza Strip such a distribution point. Those are coming from everywhere to receive the food, either from Netzarim or different areas, and I think there is no point for such a point that I call death traps that would lead, that would require investigation for such a deed. The absence of these people are when they are seeking the aid. So it was probably to have a comprehensive distribution throughout Gaza Strip, not only through Netzarim and other points designated by the GHF.